Now, what I want to talk to you about tonight is why positive thinkers get positive results. And they do, too, that's for sure. One reason that the positive thinker gets positive results is he is not afraid of a problem. As a matter of fact, he finds problems exciting. He likes to take a tough, knotty problem and rip it apart and put it together again in the right manner. He doesn't run away from problems. He doesn't complain about problems. He likes problems. Now, this phenomenon known as a problem isn't what you might call the most popular in this land of the free and the home of the brave. I rather get the notion that the average person thinks that life would be simply wonderful if we had fewer problems, or easier problems, or better still, no problems whatsoever. Now, I should like to ask you, would you actually be better off if you had fewer problems, or easier problems, or no problems at all? Let me answer that question by telling you of an incident. I was walking down Fifth Avenue, New York City not so long ago when I saw approaching me a friend of mine from out of town by the name of George. It was evident from George's melancholy and disconsolate demeanor that he wasn't, you might say, filled to overflowing with the ecstasy and exuberance of human existence, which is a high-class way of saying that George was dragging bottom. He was really low. Well, this excited my natural sympathy, so I asked him, "How are you, George?" Now, when you get right down to it, that was nothing but a routine inquiry, but it represented an enormous mistake on my part. For George took me seriously, and for 15 minutes he enlightened me meticulously on how badly he felt. And the more he talked, the worse I felt. So finally I said, "Well, George, what seems to be the trouble? What's bothering you? I'd like to help you if I could." This really set him off. "Oh," he says, "it's these problems. Problems. Nothing but problems. I am fed up with problems." And he got so exercised about the matter that he quite forgot who he was talking to. And he began to castigate these problems vitriolically, using in the process thereof, I am sad to relate, a great many theological terms. Though he didn't put them together in a theological manner, that's for sure. But I knew what he meant all right. For he had what the super erudite call the power to communicate. I said, "George, you'd like to get rid of these problems, would you?" He said, "And how? I would like to be rid of every problem." Well, I always like to help people any way I can, so I meditated and ruminated and cogitated on the situation and came up with a solution which I personally thought wasn't half bad. At least it was the truth. I said, "George, the other day I was up in the northern part of New York City, in the Bronx, on professional business, if I may thus characterize it, and I was in an area up there where the head man told me that by actual count there were 150,000 people, and not a single one of them had a problem." The first enthusiasm I saw in George suffused his countenance and lighted up his eyes as he said to me, "Boy, that's for me. Lead me to this place." I said, "Okay, you asked for it. It's Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx." And this is